do look like an egg again because I just got back from the gym, but I'm doing another like mood reading vlog, but this time I'm doing like sort of a realistic week of reading in my life. But it's different because last time I had nothing going on. I completely was basically on summer break. I had no responsibilities for the last 3 months, but now I have started my first full-time job, so I thought it'd be fun to do like a realistic week of reading with a full-time job, just because I have less time, and I'm also like I'm like learning how to balance my work days because I have like way less time to read now than I did before, because obviously I have work. I also like have more responsibilities because I'm living on my own. I moved into my first apartment, so obviously like taking care of it, cooking for myself, actually like doing work is all part of my work, like my day now, that wasn't before. So I actually haven't been reading as much as I thought like that I would be, because there's so many things that just come up that you have to do when you're like living on your own. And also I have been so obsessed with Love Island because season 3 is on Netflix and I started watching it, so that has been taking up all my time too. So like the time that I could be reading, I have been watching Love Island, but I'm almost done with that season, so after that I'm definitely gonna get into reading more. But today is Monday, so it is the start of the work week. It is 4:22, so it is like already throughout most of the day, but usually it doesn't really matter because most of my reading is done at night anyways. But the book that I'm reading right now is When in Rome by Sarah Adams, I want to say that's the author. And it's funny because the last mood reading vlog that I did, I actually read her other book, Practice Makes Perfect, and I gave it 4 stars. I really liked it, so hopefully this one's like the same way. But I am only 12 pages in, so I'm not that far into it. Again, I haven't really had time to read, obviously, because I've been doing other stuff, but it is like slowly approaching like the end of my work day, because I said it is like 4:20 p.m. But after that, I will get a solid like time to read before I'm gonna start cooking dinner. So I'm really gonna try to like prioritize that time for reading, because as I said, Love Island has been kind of taking over my life the past like week or so, because that show is just so addicting. But I'm like ready to get back into my like reading routine, because it's already August like 19th and I've read 2 books this month, and I need to fix that. Like I want to fix that. So yeah, basically this is the start of this like realistic week of reading in my life with the full-time job vlog. So I'll just basically be going through this whole week, kind of going through how much reading I can get done, while also having all of these other newfound responsibilities. Also, this is my first time trying Alani's Pink Slush energy drink, because I tried Cherry Slush, but I will say completely Destiny Sidwell's influence. Like, call her an influencer because she influenced me to try Alani, and I actually really like them now. So yeah, Pink Slush is actually pretty good. But yeah, I will get back to you when I've started reading When in Rome, or I've gotten a little bit into it with my thoughts. But yeah, we'll see how much reading I can actually get done this week. Are you balancing on a carton of milk right now? Yes, you are. But it is the next day. It's literally 9 in the morning and I'm making breakfast right now, but I thought I'd just give a little update. So today is Tuesday. Yesterday's the day I started this vlog, and I read a total of 80 pages yesterday, which is honestly not bad. It was definitely like I wanted to read more, but I did read like a good 25% of the book, and so far I'm not loving it as much as Practice Makes Perfect. If you didn't know, When in Rome follows this girl named Amelia Rose, who is like a really famous singer in their world. She's like a pop star and kind of like not Taylor Swift, but like really famous pop star in their world. And she ends up being stranded. Her car breaks down because she's trying to get away from her like fame and her life a little bit, because she's kind of overwhelmed by all of it. So her car breaks down in front of the guy. I don't know what the guy's name is, but his house, and he's like Noah, that's his name. But he kind of takes her in, but he's like grumpy and he doesn't want to talk to her, so he kind of like begrudgingly takes her in, and that's kind of where we're at. Where like she's kind of staying at his house for a few days because she just wants to get away from her own life. I need this milk now. But yeah, so far I don't know if I actually enjoy like famous people's like a plot line of someone being famous. This is too low, I'm moving you back up. But I don't know if I actually enjoy that, because whenever it talks about like Amelia Rose's fame and like how famous she is and just her celebrity status in the world, I don't know, I like cringe a little bit. I don't know if it's just because she's not an actual celebrity and it feels like really fake, because I don't know what it is, but it's just like, I don't know if it's actually working for me. And their dynamic as well, I don't know if like I'm obsessed with it so far. Like with Practice Makes Perfect, I was pretty much obsessed with the plot and their dynamic as soon as it started. Like the idea of like someone practicing dates with someone, like I knew they were gonna fall in love. Like I knew that was gonna be a really cute dynamic, because it would have kind of towed the line between real and fake. I guess I kind of like fake dating, but this one, like a famous person and like with a grumpy maybe sunshine dynamic, like I don't know if I like it. And I think it might be, I don't know if it's because of the fame aspect or what, I'm just not obsessed with their dynamic so far. So that is basically all for my updates. I will definitely keep reading more today. I don't have to cook dinner today because I cooked yesterday and I'm gonna eat the leftovers, so hopefully we can get more reading done. But yeah, I'll keep you updated. Hopefully the book gets better. I start liking their dynamic more, because I really do want to like this book, especially because I liked the last one so much. But we'll see. If it looks like I just woke up, it's because I did. But I finished When in Rome last night and I ended up giving it 3 stars. This one was just okay in my opinion. It's kind of hard to talk about. I feel like I don't have much to say because it felt like a very middle of the road book for me. It was definitely not as good as Practice Makes Perfect, because for me Practice Makes Perfect was like a 4.25, I want to say, which this year is a pretty good rating for me. And although this one was cute and I ended up like liking their dynamic, it just wasn't my favorite. Also, anytime that the main character would talk about like being famous or being a celebrity or like just fame in general, it literally like reminded me of Taylor Swift. Like at one point she was talking about how like she performs in 5-inch high heels with a 3-hour long show, singing and dancing for all of those hours, and I was like, okay, Taylor Swift, like not Sarah Adams actually predicting the Eras tour. This was just a average experience for me. I'm so sorry, I don't have much to say. Like I liked the characters and I liked the small town vibes from the town Rome, Kentucky that they're in, because it reminded me a lot of Gilmore Girls and Stars Hollow. Is that the name of the town, I want to say? But it was very cute. I really loved that vibe because like everyone knows each other, everyone cares about each other a lot, and so that brought a really fun aspect to the book. But other than that, even Amelia and Noah's relationship, like I wasn't obsessed with. Like I really liked how they kind of had to like fight. Like Noah at least knew, like we all knew that he was like in love with her from the very beginning, but they had to kind of fight their feelings. And I ended up kind of dragging out a little bit because it just kept like I liked it, but also it felt like it was dragging out, because every now and then they would be like, no, we can't do this, but then they kiss again, and like, no, we can't kiss again, and then they do it again. It's just kind of kept going on until the end of the book. And then another thing is that the third act conflict was something that I was a little bit more unique. It wasn't like miscommunication or cheating or anything. It was more just like having to deal with Amelia's fame. There was no like big conflict that happened. It was just kind of building up to like moments. But yeah, it just kind of got repetitive after a while, that they were trying to convince themselves that they shouldn't be falling in love, and obviously they're gonna end up falling in love. But yeah, that's all I have to say about that book. This is also my little book corner in my new apartment. The shelf is very empty right now because I thought it would be more full, but I just brought Throne of Glass, as you can see, and a few books here, but I will be bringing more books as I like travel back and forth between my home. And then this is my favorite part. This is my TBR cart. I got this because I've been seeing these everywhere, and I thought it was a really cute way to display like the books that are just like on your immediate TBR that are physically unread, because before they were scattered all over my shelf and I never knew, like I had to look at a list on my phone to see what was unread, but this way I could just look at this like this. Also, I completely forgot to tell you that today is Thursday, so the last time I talked to you was actually Tuesday, so I finished this on Wednesday. Tuesday I ended up reading like a good, I want to say 120 pages, and then last night obviously I finished the book, so I read about like 80, I want to say like just under 100 pages, but now it's time, I'm gonna scooch closer, to pick my next book, and I want to pick it from the TBR cart because it's just too cute. I also got this from Home Goods, if you're wondering. It's pink, and I don't know if there's actually anything on here that's speaking to me. A lot of the books are like, I don't want to pick from here. These are all like fantasy books, so I'm not really in the mood for fantasy right now, like big fantasy books. These are all like some light fantasy, and then a lot of romance. A lot of my romance books are right here, and then a few of my literary fiction are right here. So yeah, I don't know what's I don't know what I'm in the mood for. I'm honestly like kind of in the mood to read the next Chestnut Spring book after Heartless, which is, I don't even know what it's called, but I feel like I just read Heartless, and Heartless is just too good, so I don't know if I do want to read that. Yeah, I literally don't know what I'm in the mood for. I've also been wanting to reread Throne of Glass because obviously I just want to reread it, and I was thinking of starting that in the fall because that gives fall vibes, but it's already August and it's gonna take me a while to get through the series, so I don't know, should I read Assassin's Creed? Okay, honestly, I might just start my reread of Throne of Glass because I've been wanting to read this, like start this reread for quite some time now, and I brought these books for that reason, so might as well start it, and I'm kind of in the mood for this. I literally just said I'm not in the mood for fantasy. But I meant like big fantasy because these are big, like chunky books. This one is like less than 400, so it's fine. So yeah, this is gonna be my next book. I don't have much thoughts about, I won't have much thoughts, I feel like, because it's a reread. I've reread this probably like 3 or 4 times at this point, so I have read it a lot. But I will keep you updated on, I feel like every new reread brings new things, so if anything like that happens, I'll let you know, and then I'll let you know like how many pages I end up reading by the end of today. So I will try to update you by tonight. So I'm done with my reading for the day. It is currently 11:20, I want to say, and usually I've been trying to aim to be like getting ready to go to sleep by 11:30. I have started my reread of Throne of Glass. Tonight I've gotten to page 85, which I feel like is pretty good. It's a little bit more actually than what I was expecting. I was not expecting to get through like as many pages as I did, so that is great. And I was working from home today, so I feel like I found more like little pockets of time that I could read in than if I was like at the office, which I am like a few days a week. But yeah, tomorrow I don't know what I'll be doing, if I'm gonna be going in or not. That's kind of up to how I'm feeling. But yeah, I've been enjoying my reread so far. I have just been sort of reflecting on like all the times that I've reread it before, and like sort of just seeing like new things, just trying to see if there's any new things I'm picking up on. As I was reading it, I was thinking about like how different the beginning of the series is to the series like later on, and like who the main character becomes, like without spoiling anything, who Selena like kind of grows into as a person. And it's just so interesting to see like how the beginning sort of started off, and it's how it's almost like a completely different story to how the series ends up turning out. And I honestly just want to get to like how the series is turning out, because like, don't get me wrong, these books are also great, but the way that the story like grows and scales later on is just absolutely amazing. And I'm just like waiting to get to that part of the like storyline, which I know will take like a few books, but I'm just like sort of impatient for it. But I've been really enjoying what I've been reading so far. Selena has obviously been asked to come and compete on behalf of Dorian in this competition between all the assassins, and so she's sort of starting out the little different trials and stuff that happen during the competition. And honestly, trials is something that I've always like liked in books, so I always have a good time when it comes to trials, and I like the trials that are in this book. They're like fun to read and enjoyable. So yeah, not much to say. Tomorrow I will keep updating you on this book, and I'm probably gonna take this vlog into Saturday or maybe even Sunday, depending on what I'm feeling. But yeah, so far I'm really enjoying this reread, and I'll hopefully be able to read a good chunk of this tomorrow, since it is Friday and I don't have to like wake up early the next day technically, so I can just read a little bit later than I normally would on a weekday. Anyways, that's enough of me rambling, and I will see you tomorrow. I literally have no idea when I updated this last, but Friday I ended up not reading anything at all because I had a couple people come over later at night, so I just was spending time with them and wasn't really reading that night. And then Saturday I actually didn't end up reading like pretty much the whole day except at night, but I ended up reading like I think 80 to actually 90 pages of Throne of Glass at like midnight last night, so technically it's considered Sunday, but I'm counting it as Saturday. So definitely not as much as I thought. One, I woke up at literally 2 p.m. so we're gonna just go past that. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this. Today is Sunday and it's the last day for this vlog. So I should stop promising that I'm gonna be reading a lot, because clearly that has not been happening, but hopefully I'll read more today. I really want to get into a big chunk of this book, but if not, I will for sure be like wrapping up the vlog at the end of today, probably later. So I'll update you with like how much I was able to read today, because I also just started Love Island season 6, so I'm only on episode 1 and I don't know, I'll get sucked into that, so we'll see how much I actually read. But yeah, overall this week I've read like more than I normally was while I was settling into work and everything, so I consider that a win. But I will see how much of this I can get through and then wrap everything up.